Good evening, baseball fans. It is Thursday, September 5th. It's not a good evening. I was just trying to be nice. I'm Suzy. That is Tom. This is Bourbon and Baseball, Astros edition. And I'm going to give you the rated R warning because there will be so many cuss words in this episode. So if that is not your jam, that's A-okay. Put the earmuffs on the littles and strap in because we are so many,
Going in.
all of the cuss words. It's just so many cuss words. If you didn't know, the Astros got swept by the Cincinnati Reds. Let me say that one more time, just in case you didn't hear. The Astros got swept by the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect and just really let that sink in. Are you ashamed yet?
I'm not bothered. I refuse to be bothered.
That's just you, Tom.
I know.
I'm bothered. I shouldn't be bothered because this is what this team does. We go and we sweep the fucking Royals, and then we go and turn around and get swept by the fucking Cincinnati Reds, the 68-73 Cincinnati motherfucking Reds. And it wasn't even any of their actually good pitchers that they had at the beginning of the season. Why are you pointing at me?
You can't say that after seeing the number 2 prospect, Rhett Lauder, shove.
I'm not talking about Rhett Lauder. We'll get to fucking Rhett Lauder, okay? We will get to him. But it was, Nick Martinez? It was Nick Martinez the second day.
Yeah, he's not good.
Who pitched the first day? Why am I blanking on that?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Oh, because it was Monday. Because it was so far away. That's why.
See, I'm going to blame this shit on the schedule. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It was Spears. Oh, Carson Spires.
Yes.
If that name sounded familiar to y'all, as it should, because apparently he is the nephew of Billy Spires.
They referenced it heavily.
So, again, it wasn't a great series. This wasn't a great series. We spent the entire last episode, not the entire last episode, but a good portion of the last episode, just telling you all about Spencerarrighetti and giving him all the flowers. And then he fucking turned around and just looked like the Spencerarrighetti of April.
I will say this. If Jeremy Peña makes a play, a routine ground ball play, that game goes totally different. Because we're talking about he went from 20-ish pitches, 28, 29, somewhere in there, and down 3-0 out of the inning to 5, 6, 7, whatever, when they finally pulled him, and 40 pitches, and just the wheels fell off. And it's just a whole lot for anybody. Anybody throwing 40 pitches is a ton. But then you take a rookie who's already smashed his innings limit and then throw 40 pitches at him. I don't know what the fuck you expect. I know Astros fans are incredibly spoiled, and this is royalty, and we should never see anything like that. The youngster had a bad day. It happens.
To be fair, that first pitch to Jonah Bride, good night, Jonathan India,
yeah,
my goodness, was just a straight up middle dick high fastball. And what I say about those guys, we can't fucking put it there. We cannot fucking put it there. And then Ellie De La Cruz comes up. And another. It really wasn't dick high because Ellie De La Cruz is a giant. But it was another middle fucking fastball.
Knee high.
And I'm like, Spence, I literally just told we cannot put middle fastballs there. You got to do something else. Now, it was interesting because I was listening to the radio broadcast, and I think it was Sparky that had said that apparently during batting practice, the Reds had a guy that apparently threw from the same arm slot as Spencerarrighetti, throwing at 45 feet. Throwing fastballs, 45 feet. Just pumping them in there.
That's dangerous.
But did you see how on time they were?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm talking about for the guys standing 45 feet away from these guys. Now, maybe if they're not swinging at them, just seeing them. But that's good on Cincinnati. They had a game plan. They executed it. Obviously, the Astros will learn from this and go, okay, maybe we need to change some things and approach them differently. I find it hard to really find fault with Spencer because he just was so fucking dominant for a month.
Yes.
And it's look, that guy was absolutely locked down nails for a month and had no run support, or he would have been like 5-0. Instead, I think he went like 3-2 or 2-3, one of those. And I don't know how many times you can just go to the well before finally it's just fuck it. I'm sorry. I just can't. And he was very human. And I felt so bad for him because Jeremy's got to make that play. Like everything that happened after that obviously is what it is. And I think they just let go of the rope at that point. But Jeremy makes that play. And then they come out and they score a run. It's 3-1. And nobody, like you're in the ball game. Whatever they saw, whatever game plan that they had, okay, you go back to the dugout, you get on the iPad and you work some shit out. And then he can go back. You just never gave Spencer a break to be able to sit back and go, okay, what are they doing to me? How do I fix it and adjust? And it got, the snowball got big in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't know if someone buttered Jeremy Peña's glove up or what the actual fuck is going on with him. It was addressed. They had asked Joe about Jeremy Peña and his defense. And good for Joe for being the player's manager and sticking up for Jeremy Peña. I hope in private, though, he maybe let Jeremy Peña have it because, again, like we said, he's making the web gems. He's making the fucking jump throws, but he's not making the routine fucking plays. I would much rather you make the plays you're supposed to make and not give me the web gems because at least for that, I see that takes extraordinary fucking effort. But if you're missing routine fucking balls, the balls are literally rolling under your glove. What are we doing, Jeremy Peña? And I realize that, again, I am a literal trash can of a human being, and I have no right to come at you for physical attributes that I could never actually do. However, you are getting paid a whole hell of a lot of money to do said things. Lock it up, sir. Lock it the fuck up. Please. I beg of you, Jeremy Peña. Please. Where did the gold glover go? I saw a stat about him somewhere, and legitimately it has gone down year by year. And now he's at like negative outs above average. And your bat, sir, is not good enough
For that.
to overcome the negative outs above average, Jeremy Peña. Like, really and truly, what are we doing? Silver lining, Chas McCormick came back. And Chas McCormick is looking a whole lot better at the plate.
Leave him alone. Let him play. Please. Joe Espada. Give Jake Meyers time with his newborn. Let him spend a week with the baby. Take care of mama. Mama needs him right now. First week's the hardest. That's who I can speak from experience. Not hardest for me, hardest for her. He needs to be there supportively.
Mhm.
So Jake can get his
Absolutely.
shit together. And then, so Chas can get his shit together. And then Jake can be a good cheerleader and a support stro.
He worked a walk. Chas worked a walk, y'all. It's been a time. It's been a hot minute since Chas worked a walk. And I think he swung at one pitch out of the zone, but for the most part, all of the outs that he did make, all pitches in the zone. And the majority of them were like hard hit balls as opposed to like little dribbler ground outs. So I feel like he's seeing the ball a little bit better. And I don't know if I have my rose colored Chas glasses on, probably a little bit. But I feel like he feels a little bit better at the plate. And I feel like maybe his confidence is back just a little bit more. And I feel like that's all going to be gone as soon as the D-backs come into town. And we're running an outfield of Jake and Ben Gamel and Mauricio Dubon out there. Or Jordan out there.
You missed the name.
Or Jason Hayward out there. Listen, I'm not trusting the Astros until I see a fucking tweet saying Kyle Tucker is coming off the goddamn IL.
I don't see how he can't. You got to feel like he needs time to get his baseball legs under him. They can't keep saying he's really close, he's really close, he's really close, and then not play him. You can't see him take BP every day and then not play. It makes sense to play him in Houston against the D-backs. That shitty ass schedule going to Cincy for one game and then a day off and then a game at 5:40 something and then a game at 11 a.m., whatever time that was there, whatever bullshit. That's horrible. As a player, you're like, what is that? What is that? Creature of like
Creature of habit.
Yeah, you need that shit. So where's my 605? Don't give me this crap at 540. I don't know what to do with that. And then you saw it. Like the team looked like they showed up an hour late. And for me, I think this makes more sense. I hope he's in the lineup against the D-backs tomorrow.
Okay. So again, I am with you. I hope Kyle Tucker is in the lineup. I would love to see Kyle Tucker in the lineup. I have a question for you though.
I'm here for it.
Why is Yordan batting second and Breggy batting cleanup?
Oh, I love this question. This is such a good question because that has always been the plan. If you remember when the season started, they wanted Yordan Alvarez in the 2-hole and they started it and everybody hated it because there was no one to drive him in. Teams were just going, okay, we'll put him on. And then there was no one to drive him in. Now you have a team with Yainer Diaz batting cleanup. It's a nightmare when you think about it. You're going to give me Jose Altuve at the top. He gets on. Then you have nothing. You can't do anything with Yordan because it's now Breggy, Yainer, Tuck. It was always the plan. I think this was always the lineup that Joe Espada wanted to run out. It's just so much harder to navigate. You get the left thing going. It just really on paper to me, and I was on board immediately. I was like, this is awesome. This is great. I love it. Early on, it was good. Yordan was doing his part, but there was no one behind him. You remember Yainer was down the lineup a little bit. It was Bregman that they were trying to bat clean up. He wasn't any good. He had his first 2 months where he struggled, and then they just played musical chairs. Tuck was there a little bit. Sometimes he didn't. I think this was always the plan.
I don't like the plan.
No one likes it. Everybody wants Yordan to bat further down the lineup, but where do you bat?
Third, fourth. I liked it. I liked it when it was Altuve, Breggy, Yordan, Yainer.
So here's my conspiracy theory. Here's my aluminum hat thing. Alex Bregman's pretty fucked up. And it's going to be like, they're going to try to they're going to try to lip this dude through. You're going to get him for a day, maybe 2, then you're going to lose him for 2 days. And it's all about trying to manage that elbow. And it's easier probably to pull him out of the lineup from probably 3rd or 5th or something like that, and leave the top of the order the way it is, instead of going, okay, I put him in the 2-hole and he's in one day, and then the next day he's not. Now who do I put in the 2-hole? Do I slide everybody down? Then I got to move them around. I think it's like a continuity thing.
No, I don't know. And I don't like that. I don't like that response.
I can't explain it any other way, because it was also very productive with Bregman in the 2-hole and Yordan batting 3 and the Yainer batting 4th, because Breggy's very good at getting on base, working walk 2 when he wants to. I think Bregman is perfect for the 2-hole. It's just now, I don't know that he's going to be an everyday guy until October.
That's fair. I'm uncomfy with.
What is Suzy perfect lineup?
With Regs?
Has to be.
Is Tuck back?
Have to be.
Okay.
I think they're building this with Tuck in mind. I think this is the plan to slide Tuck, say 5, or Tuck like 3.
Okay. So if we're going to split up the fucking lefties, give me Altuve. God damn it. No, I'm going to go with mine. I like Breggy at 2. So I'm going Altuve, Breggy, Yordan. God damn it. Yainer? No. Maybe. Tuck. We're going back to back. Tuck is batting cleanup. Yainer's 5th. So now I got the fucking outfield and goddamn Jeremy Peña. And
this is the content we're here for, baby.
And whatever the fucking first baseman carousel we got going on. Okay. So now we've got, all right, fine. Jeremy Peña.
Say Big John.
And then,
say it's a righty, so say it's Big John.
Okay. Big John. And who the fuck am I missing?
You're missing a center fielder, and you're missing a left fielder because you assume Tuck will be in right.
Okay. So then why do I have 9 fingers up? Because I'm dumb? Okay. So you know who they're going to put in center field. Like, they're going back to Jake. So then, you know what, though? I want Jake. Give me Jake at batting 9th.
Yes.
Because if he does get on, He can be speed for Altuve. So
Real quick, and this is not at you. This is just people that think that Jake Meyers is fast. Why do you think that?
because the sprint speed tells me he can.
Because
He doesn't.
on
But
the base pass, he's incredibly slow. Like you never see Jake go first to third on a single. You never
But-
see them. You never see them send him from second on a single, and this is bothering me. Like Jeremy Peña, Yainer Diaz is scoring on those plays. Like all these guys, Jordan. I've seen Jordan score on, and it's like I see them.
I've seen Jake go first to third. Here's my conspiracy theory with Jake. I don't think he's a very good base runner. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's got base running IQ. That's not a stat, but I feel like it could be. But I don't think he makes the best decisions running bases.
So if you're telling me this, I need Jake Meyers all the way off my baseball team next year, because now you're telling me he's got a noodle arm, he can't hit for average, and he can't run the bases. Like I don't care if he makes every play in center field. That's a lot of L's you got to take to get that kind of whatever they think he is as a defender.
Okay, what else are you going to put out there? Chaz?
Yes.
Again, I'm here for it. You know that I would love Chaz out there.
Or you go outside the organization, you get another center fielder. Because, or you bring Jake Melton up because he's raking it at Sugarland. Because as far as I'm concerned, I would give up the one or two defensive plays that he makes to get somebody that bats 275 that doesn't strike out all the time and has wheels.
Interesting. Okay.
All of things that Jake does not do.
I still stand by the fact that he is fast. Quick. I feel like quick and fast are two different things.
Somebody tried to give me his stolen base numbers, and I laughed him right out of the room because he is not a base stealer at all.
He's not. But again, I don't think he has the green light to make his own autonomous decisions. I think that's got to be.
Which means he's not fast. Fast guys don't have to ask.
Are you sure? No. I think maybe they put some reins on some motherfuckers.
I'm just saying.
I think they put some reins. I don't think Jake is making his own decisions on if he can steal or not. Side note, we're going to talk about the D-backs. Gabriel Moreno, the D-backs full-time catcher, is hurt. So their backup catchers are Adrian Del Castillo and I can't remember the other one. But apparently they are not base thrower outers.
So we should
that's the actual name for that. I think they caught stealing percentage for them is like 5% or something. So be aware that I think the team's going to run this.
So I would like to present you the stolen base leaders for your Houston Astros in 2024.
Okay.
Leading the way is Jose Altuve, who's probably the worst base runner and the oldest guy of the group. He has 20 stolen bases. He's been caught 7 times. Number 2, who should be leading the way and makes no sense to me why he's not, is Jeremy Peña, except for the fact that he's never on base. So Jeremy has 15. He's been caught 6 times. In the third, this is how bad this is. This is why I'm anti-Jake Meyers. In the third, with 10, is Kyle Tucker.
Who hasn't played since June.
I'm saying, then you get Jake Meyers. You want to know another crazy stat? Walks. I love this stat. Yordan Alvarez leads the team with 62 walks. Do you know who's second?
Yainer.
Kyle Tucker.
Oh God.
Kyle Tucker has 46 walks 3 months ago.
Kyle Tucker, I miss you. Can you imagine what we would have done if Kyle Tucker was fucking healthy for these last? Yeah. My God. You want to talk about winning 100 games? My goodness.
Shout out to Big John, because Big John is 4th on this list with 41. He has 1 more walk than Jose Altuve.
You know what? I really want Big John to play all of the days.
Everyone
All
does.
the days.
Teach
All the
him to
days.
hit
Give
left-handed pitching.
okay. But at this point, he's not even getting the lion's share of right-handed pitching. He's getting every third day. And he's
Well, that
sharing that. And I get it. He needs to share the time with Wickham and DeZenzo. They need reps too. But I feel like Singleton, when he does actually play, is actually producing and getting on base. In the nothing game, and it doesn't actually fucking matter, the 12-5 game, he was that fifth run, that solo homer. And for as small as fucking Cincinnati, it's literally nicknamed Great American Small Park, people, because it's so fucking easy to hit home runs. And this fucking team hit one fucking home run this entire goddamn series from Big John.
Yeah, but you
So-
say that, but he's played in 105 games. So while you say he's not getting the lion's share, that's a good chunk of the season that Big John has been playing.
Okay.
Maybe he's DH'd a few times. I don't know how many. I could probably look that up, but I'm being a little lazy over here. But
And that's
it's
the only reason we keep you around, Tom, is to look up the stats. Come on now. I'm just kidding.
All right, let me get to work. My bad.
I don't know. I just feel like, what the fuck are we gonna do in the offseason? We're gonna talk about that as well, because we got to get into the Matt Chapman signing and how that affects Bregman too. But let's finish the series. Second game was just fucking ridiculous. The third game, Hunter Brown shoved. Hunter
Well,
Brown.
Are we talking
What?
about the first one or no?
We already talked about the first one. We talked about the
Okay.
first one in the last episode.
I agree. We just grazed over it because it was like, we'll talk about the Reds. We'll talk about the Reds. But you're right. Go ahead.
So second game just sucked. It sucked. There's really no other verbiage I can put on that. I can add some more descriptive words, but you guys know. And then the third game, where Hunter Brown, give that man an extension now. Give him money now, so that he doesn't even think about going anywhere else. I need Hunter. I don't even know his middle name, but I'm going to say James. Hunter James Brown. It's not James. It's definitely not James. All of the money, not all of the money, but a good chunk of the money right now.
So here's the thing with that. You don't have to worry about Hunter Brown, because this offseason will be the last year of pre-arbitration.
Okay.
So you got a long way to go with Hunter Brown, because I think they get what, 3 or 4 arbitration years?
I think 3 ARB years, yeah.
So you're talking about 4 years before he can be a free agent.
I realize this team is not going to give Hunter Brown money, because if they haven't given Kyle Tucker money, they are for sure not going to give Hunter Brown money yet. But it's a good sentiment. It's good sentiment. And the fact that he, pound for pound, pitch for pitch, essentially, went with Rhett Lauder. You want to talk about a fucking pitching duel? That's what that was today. And I don't want to give the man his flowers, but I have to, because he turned into fucking Superman.
Would you like to know his middle name?
Hunters? Yes.
Noah.
Hunter Noah Brown. I like James better.
His mama calls him Noah, so I'm gonna call him Noah.
Fine. Be normal, whatever. No. He went 7? Yeah.
6. I thought it was 6 or 6. Yeah, because Brian Ray came in the 7th.
Oh, that's right. It was one of those where you were expecting Hunter Brown to shove. At least I was expecting Hunter Brown to shove. And then he comes in and does, and performs, and is the stopper that we needed. Goes 6, gives up 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 6. That was fucking awesome. Rhett Lauder, we talked about Rhett Lauder. We talked about how this offense can't do shit against a pitcher that they haven't seen. And that was proven today again. Although I don't know how much of that was how much we haven't seen Rhett Lauder versus Rhett Lauder actually being good. Now, don't get me wrong. He was actually good. Like, he was filling up the strike zone. He went 6.1, I think.
3 Ks, 4 walks.
3 Ks, 4 walks. Gave up 4 hits. We obviously couldn't do anything with those. There was a couple of first and third situations. There was a couple of third base situations. What did you think about taking... Well, I guess it wasn't Joe, because Joe got ejected today. We'll talk about that in a second. But Joe got ejected today. Words are hard. And so it was bench coach. Oh, why am I blanking on his name?
Centro?
Matt.
No.
Yes. No.
Alex Centro? I don't know.
I can see the guy. I can see his mind in my head, and it's gone now. Anyways, so Espada didn't make the decision to pinch hit for Jason Hayward, but I felt like maybe Jason Hayward was going to be a little bit of a better matchup versus. Regardless, there was a first and third situation, 2 outs. Jason Hayward was at bat, and they pulled Jason Hayward and pinch hit Victor Caratini. Now, don't get me wrong, Victor Caratini's stats as a pinch hitter have been really good. Didn't come through this time, however. And what I would really be interested in is stats after a blown call, like a missed strike call.
Like how many games have they won after something like that? Yeah.
Or how many games we've lost because of something like that. If the second strike hadn't been called on Victor Caratini, which was outside of the zone, which obviously changes the at-bat because now you're 0-2 versus 1-1, how much that would have changed his approach. I don't know. I feel like maybe J-Hay would have been a little bit better just because. That's neither here nor there, and we can't rewrite history. But fucking Ty France.
I joked when he got cut that the Astros should sign him so he can't hurt them anymore. They didn't, and he hurt them some more.
But that's just it, though. When we played Seattle, he didn't do jack against us.
Yeah, but career, the guy's like a 300 against every pitcher the Astros have. Will he have a bad series? Yes, but like eventually that dude does something when he sees orange. Hunter Brown's ERA now is 3.41. Do you know what Hunter Brown's ERA was after the Kansas City Royal game on April 11th?
16.53.
4.3. Very good.
I looked it up.
That is how far he has come.
Yeah. I looked it up a couple of days ago. But yes, that boy good. The Reds series sucked. Apparently, we hate Cincinnati. And the Cincinnati Reds are literally our daddies. From what, 2013? 2013, the Cincinnati Reds have legitimately owned us. One game.
The only team in the golden era of Astros baseball they have not beat. Good thing, though. No chance we'll see them in the postseason.
That's true. That is true.
Can't hurt us anymore.
That is true. And that kind of sucks, though, because if their young pitching stayed healthy this season, they could have done some things. They also have been hampered with some injuries. Some of their key guys have gone down and been up and down with injuries. But that rotation in and of itself has been, their starting rotation has been just riddled with injuries. So
we as Astros fans know nothing about that, though.
We don't know jack shit about that. So Cincinnati Reds in the rear view. Unfortunately, we did not do what we needed to do to the Cincinnati Reds. The Oakland A's, however, it did help us out just a little bit by walking off the Mariners 2 of the 4 games. Unfortunately, the Mariners won these last 2 games, though, which now cuts into our lead, right? So now we are, 5 games back?
4.5.
4.5
4.5 ahead.
Well, sorry. Yeah, the Mariners are 4.5 games back. That, I'm still uncomfy by it, though.
You're never going to be comfy. That's just how you are. A walk in the first inning, it's, we're about to give up 8 runs.
Especially if Jeremy Peña is not going to field routine balls. Absolutely.
A strikeout by our guys in the first inning. Oh, dude's going no. It's just the way you are. It's okay, though. We're here for it. We understand.
I don't know if you know that I'm an unhinged Astros fan. That's literally why I started a fucking podcast, so that I can write and rave. But when Jeremy Peña, again, is not doing the things he needed to be doing, what is with all the fucking errors? Whoever has the fucking Astros voodoo doll, can y'all stop?
Leave him alone, right?
Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's talk about the upcoming series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The reigning NLCS.
Suzy's really other favorite team she likes a lot.
I do actually really like the Diamondbacks. I follow a lot of the Diamondbacks games. I will watch a lot of the Diamondback games. And because I
All of
watch a lot of
them.
Diamondback, not all of them, not all of them, but I do watch a good portion of Diamondback games. And because of that, I can tell you lots of things about the Diamondbacks that maybe not other people can tell you. But funnily enough, I was listening to a Diamondbacks podcast, and I don't know where the fuck they're getting their information from, but they need to check themselves because they straight up said that Tucker is out for the season. And
The
I was
national
all,
media is not good for
I was
them.
like, no, he's not. I was like, he's most likely going to be activated this series against y'all. They didn't listen to me though, which is fine. That's fine. However, they said something else too, and I was all, no, that also is wrong. I need you to listen to me because whatever. Oh, because obviously they fear Jordan the most.
They should.
Rightly. And then I said, yeah, but go look at Jordan's road and home splits. I'm like, you should probably fear Jordan a little bit more if we were at Chase Field.
Although 2 homers last home game.
What did he do in Cincinnati? Anyhow, it's what have you done for
What
me
did
lately?
anybody do in Cincinnati?
Nothing. Not a goddamn fucking thing. That's why we lost. Regardless, like I mentioned earlier, Gabriel Moreno, their young stud catcher, it has been Adrian Del Castillo, who really did start off very hot. He has slowed down. He's cooled off a little bit. And I cannot remember the other backup catcher's name, but they are not the best at throwing out runners. That was a specialty of Gabriel Moreno. He was good on both sides of the plate. Could throw out motherfuckers and could hit. That is strike one. Christian Walker, their first baseman, got activated for the Giant series that they just played. And he's a big bopper. Ketel Marte, their second baseman, who probably could have given Francisco Lindor a run for NL MVP. Regardless, yes, he could have. No one is touching Shohei. Let's just be really
Thank
honest
you.
here. I'm aware. No one is really going to touch Shohei. I get it. Okay. But it's most valuable player. And if you take Shohei off the Dodgers versus like Frankie Lindor off the Mets, those two teams are going to have, the Dodgers are probably going to be relatively the same without Shohei. Mets ain't doing fucking shit without Francisco Lindor. Now, I could say the same thing about Ketel Marte because he has single-handedly been carrying the D-backs on his back. And then Corbin Carroll said, oh, Ketel, you're hurt? Tag me in, I got this. And so Corbin Carroll has been on fire, literal fire, since the All-Star break. And you want to talk about running base paths? This team will be all over the fucking base paths. So many stolen bases. And they're going to make Victor Caratini and Yiner make mistakes.
Hopefully you're wrong.
Hopefully I'm wrong.
Fromber and you say shove.
And they do not do well against left-handed pitching. Oh, that was the other thing. They were saying that, they're like, so we don't get to face Ronell. And I was like, Ronell's going to the bullpen. So, no. I go, the third day is Justin Verlander. So, hopefully, JV will work out the kinks. We will not have a floating zone. And he only gives up the one solo bomb to say Jake McCarthy. But you want to see some speed on the base paths. Jake McCarthy, my goodness. We're going to see a lot of like double steals. Lots of double steals. Lots of bunts. So many bunts. Geraldo Perdomo is their shortstop. Love him. Jerry P. Lourdes Gurriel is on the IL, unfortunately. He's not been in the outfield. But you want to talk about a center fielder that's fast, can steal bases for you, and is good with the stick? Look no farther than Jake McCarthy. Literally the outfield of Jake McCarthy and Corbin Carroll in right field. Vacuums. Fucking vacuums out there. And then Gino. Eugenio Suarez. Do you know how much the Mariner fans are just punching air right now? Watching Gino go off in Arizona. I feel bad, but then I don't. So the lineup is filled with boppers. Literally, I think everyone on that team can hit you a home run. I want to say...
Told Josh she's a big fan of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Listen, I have one other team's gear. And by gear, literally a shirt. I have a Diamondback shirt. I have Astro other stuff, literally all the other Astro stuff, and I have one other team. Do you know, Tom, who leads the NL in runs scored?
Probably the Arizona Diamondbacks. Not without looking it up, but I'm sure it's no little thing. They've had some crooked
They've
numbers.
scored 700 runs, which is 62 more than the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Their stolen base total is far less than I had imagined. Do you know who has the most stolen bases in the NL?
I do not.
The Washington Nationals.
It's a young team. Makes sense. I want to say they
The
ran a ton when we played them.
189 stolen bases. Interesting. The Arizona Diamondbacks only have 101. I would have lost money on that. So I say not a team that strikes out a ton. They are in the NL, 1, 2, third from the bottom, 1,082. So now that Christian Walker is back, Josh Bell will have a seat. But I'm pretty sure they're probably going to platoon a little bit, get Christian off of his feet, make sure that he doesn't strain his oblique again.
You wouldn't want Josh Bell going lefty on lefty anyway.
This is true. But yeah, apparently their splits against left is 200 points less. So the fact that they're going to see Fromber and Yusei is probably a very good thing for us.
But something interesting that, gee whiz stuff, their expected win-loss from MLB.com is 79-62. Their record is 79-62.
So they're already out there.
No, they're like what they should be is what they are. The Astros are.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the Astros are 75-65, but their expected win-loss is 78-62. So they're a couple games worse than their expected win-loss.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out, the rotation, who we will face. Brandon Pfaadt, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Ryan Nelson. If there is a crack in the armor of the Diamondbacks, it is the starting rotation that looked like it was going to be solid this season. But Jordan Montgomery went to the bullpen. And Jordan Montgomery went to the bullpen because Ryan Nelson outpitched him. And
He
Ryan
needed to go.
Nelson is one of their young studs. So between him and Brandon Pfaadt, you want to talk about rookie pitchers? These are the rookie pitchers. Eduardo Rodriguez, though, hasn't been as sharp as I would have expected from him this season. So it'll be interesting to see what we do against Eduardo Rodriguez.
So the Astros are 75-65. What would you say their home record is, and what would you say their road record is?
It's actually pretty even because I remember looking it up.
It is not.
Okay, are you going to tell me?
On the road, they are 36-36. At home, they are 10 games over. They're 39-29.
So the Abuelas did the ceremony at Minute Maid, is what you're telling me. Okay.
You remember how it started? They couldn't win at home, and now they're 10 games over 500 down. Yordan still hits at Minute Maid. He just doesn't hit dingers like everybody wants him to hit.
I'm just saying, everybody, literally everybody. So their closing situation, though, let me tell you about their closing situation, because everyone remembers Paul Sewald and how they got Paul Sewald from the Mariners. Paul Sewald is no longer their closer, y'all. It was closer by committee for a little bit, but now they have got a guy running out there named Justin Martinez. You want to talk about fiery and throwing 100? This motherfucker. Good night. And every time he pitches, I swear to God, he has the biggest fucking, what is it, chew?
Dip, yeah.
Is dip?
Chewing
Whatever
tobacco,
the
yeah.
fuck is packed in your lip, whatever the fuck that is. He's got the biggest fucking wad of whatever. And I think he's like 23, 24. Let me see. Neither one of those. He's 22. 22.
He's a baby.
He is a motherfucking baby. So their bullpen is a little bit susceptible. The bridge guys are iffy. The big guy that they're going to go to really get out of a situation, their leverage guy, is Ginkle, Kevin Ginkle. AJ Puck has come over and been really good for them. And then Joe Mantiply is their lefty. So Paul Sewald, like I said, no longer their closer, and they don't really even trust him in like leverage situations. He's there like Rafael Montero right now. That's how far from
Not
grace
Ryan
he's
Presley.
fallen. No, not even Ryan Presley.
Worse.
Like
Wow.
it's yeah. And I feel really badly for him. Paul Sewald is Ryan Presley-esque though, with the spin and a low velocity curveball, or excuse me, a low velocity fastball. And he just spins him to death. But he's not been executing well and just been getting blown the fuck up. So yeah, don't look for Paul Sewald in the closer role. But yeah, Kevin Ginkle, AJ Puck, and Joe Mantiply will be their guys that they really trust. Ryan Thompson, Slade Ciccone, and who is the other one? There's one more. Dylan Floro, maybe. But those are their middle inning guys. Obviously, Justin Martinez is their closer. But yeah, Brandon Pfaadt can go either way. And you guys remember who was over there, right?
How can you forget?
Pitch
We sent
Whisperer
him.
himself.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. And that, again, that's partially why I still love the Diamondbacks so much, is because I can still watch Strami go out and do the things and talk to the pitchers. Let's see. Brandon Pfaadt's last game was against the Dodgers. He went 5.2 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and struck out 10. So that will be the Friday night guy. And then Erod, what did Erod do? Erod is the Saturday guy. Maybe I will tell you what Erod did. Last game for Erod was against the Dodgers as well. He went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. And then Ryan Nelson. So they have a Ryan Thompson, Ryan, R-Y-A-N, and then a Ryan, R-Y-N-E. That's who we will be facing, Ryan Nelson. Kind of like Ryan Stanek, but
Younger.
not younger and better. So Ryan Nelson, the last game he pitched was against the Giants. Went 6.2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, struck out 9, and gave up 1 home run. But they have both Ryan Nelson and Brandon Pfaadt are like our Hunter Brown, Spencer-Arrighettis. They'll have these games where they can strike out a ton and not give up many hits, not give up many runs. But then they will have some blow up outings where they will go, not so much Brandon Pfaadt this season, but like Brandon Pfaadt last season did that. But Ryan Nelson has evened out, but they can have those blow up outings. So let's hope they have those blow up outings. Just saying. So
The fun fact about the runs scored thing that you pointed out, they also give up a shit ton of runs. They have given up 671 runs for a differential of plus 94. Where the Astros, they've only scored 636 runs, but they've only given up 557 runs for a differential of 79. So
we love that. We love that. So we will see how this Diamondbacks series goes. Fingers crossed it goes our way, because the Mariners are going to the Lou. They are going to face the Cardinals in St. Louis. We shall see how that series ends up for them. Hopefully their geriatric pitchers can hold off any of the Mariners. Hopefully. They beat the Yankees and took a series from the Yankees.
in New York, right?
In New York. Hooray, Kyle Gibson. We will see how this ends up. Hopefully, the next time Tom and I record, it will be on a happier note. And we will have told you that we will have taken 2 of 3. Because again, sweeps are hard. I don't want to sweep. I want to sweep. I always want to sweep. Do I expect to sweep? No. Keep winning series and don't get fucking swept. Should have told you that before we went to Cincinnati. Astros. Fuckers. Anyhow, Tom, any last thoughts?
It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Cincinnati's not a bad team. There are a lot of teams that took some L's. The Baltimore Orioles lost to the Chicago White Sox.
The
Baltimore
Dodgers
Orioles,
also lost to the Angels. Angels?
Exactly. Literally in the upside down, as Suzy likes to say. over this last series. There were some lopsided games all the way around. Teams are tired. The Astros have been battling without a lot of their weapons. Breggs doesn't play. Then Breggs plays, and Breggs gets thrown out. Tucker, we think, might play. Travels doesn't play. I mean, you really have to tip your cap to this team. They've done so much with so little, and everybody has injuries, but these are injuries to key cogs all over the diamond. And here they are, 4.5 games up, which if you'd have told me at 12-24, they were going to be 4.5 games up on September 5th or 6th, I should say, I'd have probably said you were on dope. I'd have probably said whatever you're a diehard positive fan. For me, I thought they would be close. If you told me Tuck was going to be out for 3 months, there's no way I'm saying, oh yeah, the Astros are going to be up. So I think they are in a fantastic position. Kyle Tucker's played 60 games this season, and the Astros are 4.5 games up in the division. That we talked about his numbers. He had MVP type numbers before he got hurt. And if the Astros were playing better, people would be talking about Kyle Tucker as an MVP guy. The Astros just got to keep winning series, and we will be good.
All true words that you are saying right now, Tom. Other true words that you can say are where the peoples can find you on the interwebs.
At Third Coast Tom on Twitter. It's where I do the most of my shenanigans. At TC Tom on TC Tom1 on Instagram. Occasionally I dabble there. Also the PSF app. I don't know when our next game is. We like to do the games on the PSF app. If you're not familiar with what that is, it is the best place to watch a game when you are not at the game. If you want to hang out with like-minded fans of whatever sport, of whatever team. I don't know why you'd be a fan of another team other than the Astros. Listen to this, but if you are, appreciate you. I don't know what kind of little bits of information you got from us, but I appreciate it. But if you want to watch a game and not go to a sports bar and have a good time talking to fans of your team, whatever that is, the PSF app is where you do it. Come check us out there, and that's how you find me.
Pay attention to the socials. I promise we will be back on the PSF app at some point. I promise. With that, we are going to close it out. But before we do, go ahead and like this episode. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, please. It's red on YouTube. It's free. I don't know why you wouldn't. And if you are not watching/listening on YouTube, if you do the podcast, if you are listening just on Apple or Spotify or any of the other podcast apps that I have no idea what they are, go ahead and give a 5-star review. We would appreciate that. Oh, excuse me, 5-star rating. 5-star rating. There we go. And then the review with the words. We got a super nice comment on our last YouTube episode, and it warmed my cold, black, dead heart. I screenshotted that bitch and I sent it to Kelsey and Tom, and with the cryy eye emojis. And it did. It made me very happy on the inside. And you could do that. We appreciate those comments on the YouTubes, and we appreciate the reviews because apparently it helps the algorithm or something like that. I don't know. I think that's what I'm supposed to say, but I really feel like it would be beneficial for us if you left those reviews on the podcast side. So with that, we are going to close it out and say, yay, baseball, and record.